Talking about expansionism, China too is intensifying its campaign against Taiwan. The PLA continues to patrol the waters around Taiwan. Here is today's tally. This is from Taiwan's Ministry of Defense. How many warships and warplanes did China send today? 6 vessels and 17 aircraft. This has become a regular affair. These patrols are meant to scare Taiwan. But are they working? Look at some images from today. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen posing with her navy. She visited the sailors to thank them for their efforts to protect Taiwan.
In the face of China's harassment and provocation outside Taiwan's territorial waters, it is even more necessary to keep an eye on the dynamics of enemy ships all the time. The pressure is so great that it is indescribable. In this period, as everyone has shown firm and unwavering courage, responded calmly, and shown solid and long-lasting results in the face of real threats, not only guarding maritime security, but also maintaining regional peace and prosperity. For such a performance, I must give the highest affirmation and respect.
That message was for China too. President Tsai is signaling strength, indulging in what's called military diplomacy. What does that mean? It means the use of armed forces in operations other than war to achieve political objectives. In fact, both sides are trying to do this. China has vowed to carry on its patrols. These moves are straight out of the PLA playbook, a playbook developed at China's National Defense University. This is China's top military institute. Think of it as the West Point for Chinese soldiers. This university published a book called The Science of Military Strategy. It talks about the strategy of conducting relentless incursions and patrols, a Chinese specialty. The idea is to keep the enemy guessing. And I have an excerpt from this book with me. It's from a chapter called Strategic Deterrence. This is what it says. The exercise not only demonstrates the Chinese army's combat capabilities to adversaries, but also causes doubts, making them uncertain about our intentions and making it difficult to determine whether we are conducting routine training, maintaining close diplomatic relations, or taking the opportunity to move into actual combat operations, thereby causing psychological panic and a deterrent effect. So the idea is to spark confusion, to create panic, and they say it in so many words. But the same strategy could also be used to start a conflict. In fact, it's a conflict that Beijing will have to start, whether they like it or not. Did you know that China has a law that mandates an attack on Taiwan if it seeks independence? It is called the Anti-Secession Law. It was passed in the year 2005. It legalizes the Chinese invasion of Taiwan. The law specifically talks about the status of Taiwan. It says if plans for a peaceful reunification fail, Beijing can and should launch a military operation. How will this operation be executed? The law practically dictates the process, and I have a copy of that law with me as well, an excerpt, and here is what it says about a potential military operation. It says, if the possibilities for a peaceful reunification are completely exhausted, the state shall employ non-peaceful means and other necessary measures to protect China's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The State Council and the Central Military Commission shall decide on and execute the non-peaceful means and shall promptly report to the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress. There's no room for doubt. They will have to do this if Taiwan seeks independence and if peaceful reunification is not achieved. The State Council is one of the top decision-making bodies of China. The Central Military Commission is the top decision-making body for the military. So these two organs will mobilize the Chinese forces for a Taiwan invasion. That is what the law says. Who is in charge of these organs? Xi Jinping. He controls both of them, directly and indirectly. Xi Jinping heads the Chinese Military Commission, and the State Council reports to the Chinese Premier, Li Keqiang, who in turn reports to the Chinese President. So this anti-secession law makes a potential invasion of Taiwan almost certain, because a peaceful reunification is completely out of the question. Taiwan won't agree. 90% of the people in Taiwan reject Beijing's claim. They say the island does not belong to China. So if Taiwan pushes for independence, China will be bound by law to attack. It's a different matter that Beijing may not wait for that long. Xi Jinping's expansionist agenda is no secret. Most assessments say he will not strike for at least the next 2 years, but with these war games, he's keeping the world guessing. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.